Hello. So I have been running around like a chicken with its head cut off. I hate that phrase, actually. I've been running around like I don't know what, but um, I'm leaving on a trip tomorrow. So I think for today's Vlogmas, I'm just going to talk about traditions. And I would love to know what traditions you have in your family, especially if you're not American. I'd love to hear what you do to celebrate. So here are some of the traditions that I did growing up. So number one, I sang in a choir, my church choir. I joined at age 7 or 8, third grade, second grade, something like that. And I sang all the way through high school. So we always did a lot of music. So it's been great to have the knowledge of all the music from the church from being in the choir. So number one is the church choir. Number two is the pageant. I grew up in an Episcopal church. Every year we did a pageant, and my dad used to. So when I was really little, I was an angel in the pageant, and then I think my sister was a shepherd. I was never a shepherd, but my dad always played the part of one of the three kings, and his verse was about the myrrh. Remember that verse? Yeah, so every time I hear that, I think of my dad. Myrrh is mine, its bitter perfume. I don't know, something, something, something in gloom. Breathing, something, breathing, dying, sealed in the stone cold tomb. Oh, remember that verse? That was my dad's verse. And he had a very strong voice that would project through the church. They would come down the aisle. They'd come from the back of the church towards the front, and each king would sing their own verse. And when my dad's verse came, the church was practically dark. It was very quiet, filled to the brim with people. And then you just hear my dad's voice, "Myrrh is mine." I kind of have a sore throat, so I can't project like he did. So that is another big Christmas memory for me. The third one is making Christmas cookies. My mom and my sister, one of my sisters, my sister has carried on that tradition. I haven't really done it. I used to have cookie cutters, but in all my moves, I decided that they did not make the cut, which is sad because I wish I had them now. That's one thing about constantly moving, is that you end up getting rid of things because you have to downsize. But Christmas sugar cutout cookies that you get to decorate, did you ever make those growing up? I would love to hear if that's something you did in your family. Number four is the Messiah. Every year, for as many years as I can remember, I have been trying to go to the Messiah. Every year I've been trying to go to a sing-along. I got tickets this year, finally, at the Kennedy Center, but it's on December 23rd, and I won't be here. And I almost changed my trip to go to the Messiah sing-along. I love it so much. So I even bought the book, like the full book of the entire Messiah. It's just amazing. I swear, did angels help Mozart? Not Mozart. It was Handel, right? That wrote the Messiah. How do you write something so incredibly detailed and beautiful I think he wrote it in like 2 weeks. The thought of that is just, it's a miracle. And the music is so beautiful and so moving. So that is another Christmas memory. The final Christmas memory I'm going to share is when my daughter was 3 to 5. We lived in the Philippines. So she was 4 when we spent Christmas in Paris. And this is such a beautiful memory. This was the last international trip that my parents were able to make. So my parents were there, and one of my sisters, and then my daughter and I. And the memory that I have is I tried to get tickets to the Messiah, could not find it, but we got tickets to this concert in this old church, probably built in like the 16th century. And it had candles, actual candles, not those fake ones that flicker, but like really lit candles in the church, in this old like 16th century church. And they were playing like chamber music. And it was such a beautiful night. And my parents and I were the first night I think I stayed at a hotel, and then I met up with them to the Airbnb that I found. So we were coming from different places to meet at the church. And my mom always talks about how she was standing in front of the church And then she saw my daughter running around the corner in this bright red coat to meet them at the church for this concert. And I'd actually borrowed the coat from a colleague because I was living in the Philippines. I didn't have any winter clothes for my daughter. So she borrowed this coat and it was bright red. It was perfect for the holiday season. And again, she was 4 years old. We went into the concert and I brought a box of Tic Tacs to keep her occupied because it was about an hour maybe. And the church was full. It was dark except for the light of the candles. And they just played this beautiful music. And my daughter just sat on my lap. She didn't make a peep, quite as a church mouse. So those are some of my favorite memories from Christmas. What about you? Can you share one of your Christmas memories in the comments below? All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.